back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. We are back after a while. I told you August was going to be rough, and that will continue to be so. We're going to try to squeeze some episodes in today. Maybe this week, maybe two or three if we're lucky. We'll see. We're going to give it a shot. But it's going to be a lot of in between for August. So, what are we talking about? So, first of all, some music news. Of course, we lost a couple people last week. We lost Jack Russell from Great White. We just did an episode on Great White not too long ago, so I did post that on that day. But we lost him at age 63, and huge Great White fan here. So that's a tough one for the rock and roll community. So yeah, again, I'm a big Great White fan. So check that episode out. We're also talking about today, that's where we're talking about the other one, and that is Greg Kihn passed away at age 75 a week ago yesterday, August 13th. So that was another tough one. Born in Baltimore, he, like so many others, was influenced by the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. He was like 14 years old, and just like so many musicians of this age, they can go back and trace the moment they wanted to be a rock and roll star on that TV show. Pretty amazing, right? He started writing songs and doing all that stuff as a teenager. In high school, his mom, at age 17, his mom submitted a cassette tape of one of his original songs to WCAO 600 AM radio, and he won first prize, which was a typewriter, a stack of records, and most importantly, a Vox guitar. And he was kind of like a singer-songwriter kind of person until then. Then he picked up and moved to San Francisco in 1974 and was singing rock and roll and writing rock and roll at that point. In 1976, he formed the Greg Kihn Band and put out that self-titled record. Ended up putting out a record every year for 76, 77, 78, 79. And a lot of his albums were a play on his last name. Greg Kihn again, Next of Kin, Rock Kin Roll, what else was there? Kinspiracy, Contagious, Citizen Kin, Continued, The Wrath of Kin. No, there wasn't that. But fast forward 1981, that's where we all come in if you're a fan. That's what happened here, is they put out a record, and the first single off of Rock Kin Roll was the Breakup song. They don't write them. But the Breakup song, a huge song. And I was just a massive fan of this record. I had this 45, and I just wore this record out. I was into 45s. I had boxes of 45s, and it was always awesome when they had a picture sleeve. I had those picture sleeves for so long, and then eventually got rid of them. Should have never got rid of them. I mean, who knew I would have been having a use for them if I still had them to this day. But that's one of those covers I don't need to look up, because I can picture it right now. Kind of an homage to 1950s music, with a girl on the cover with like a milkshake and looking forlorn. And of course, the Breakup song is about a breakup, but it's about two things. It's about a breakup, and it's about how they don't write good breakup songs anymore like they did in the 1950s especially. So that's what that's about. It went to number 15. And again, that's a great song, and I don't turn that one off when it comes on now. Still a favorite for me. And then, of course, a little bit later on, 1983, in Conspiracy, they put out the song Jeopardy. Now that song, so that's classic right there. Went to number 2, their highest charting single, their only top 10 single, only kept off of number 1 from Michael Jackson's Beat It. But this is a great song. Of course, the video is so 1980s, and it's just it's a perfect video. But he's at his wedding scene. He's in there, and then all of a sudden starts having hallucinations about the way people are holding hands, and like a little bit of a horror film, and skeletons and zombies, and then some kind of snake-like creature, almost like that episode of Space 1999. Remember Space 1999 when they had that thing that had all those tentacles in the doorway and would suck people in? That's exactly what this was. But anyway, classic video, and that's great. That's awesome. And of course, Weird Al would do "I Lost on Jeopardy" for one of his songs. We should do a Weird Al episode. But that, of course, Great. So Jeopardy, great song. He toured with open air stadiums. I mean, he was toured with Journey and the Stones and the Dead, and all kinds of great stuff. That was the pinnacle, of course, of his career. 1985, he put out a song called Lucky. The video is a sequel to the Jeopardy video, and it's a little rough around the edges, but anyway, get this. In 1986, Joe Satriani replaced Greg Douglas as the lead guitar in the Greg Kihn Band. That's right, you heard that right. Joe Satriani replaced their guitarist, and he was there for one album, Love and Rock and Roll. And then he went solo in 1987, and then they got Eddie Money's guitarist to join. Amazing. Let's see, he then became a disc jockey from like 1996 to 2012. He was a morning disc jockey in San Francisco. He wrote horror novels. He actually was nominated for the Bram Stoker Award for Best First Novel. So yeah, he was a talented guy, and he's obviously had a sense of humor. When you look at his videos and you're like, oh yeah, he would have been fun to hang out with. But anyway, so Greg Kihn dies at the age of 75, and we're doing both those songs for Song of the Day. There's not one better than the other. They're both amazing. So the Breakup song and Jeopardy are what you're listening to today. And I'm thinking about Greg Kihn. You guys remember this video? Remember these videos? I sure do. So whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music. We're going to try to get some more episodes out there. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.